This is your girl, Kim Marie with Cartability Group, and welcome to Contracts, Conversations, and Cocktails. Today I'm going to be making this strong drink, as you guys can see. Hope you enjoy it. Take notes. In 3, 2, psych! Guys, you know I don't drink. Mike's hard all the way. Let's talk. Hi guys, it's Kim Marie. Today we're going to be talking about marrying somebody with bad credit.
Oh, sorry. I am Jessica Braggs. Hey, and in honor of Kim, I will drink her drink.
Cheers. Cheers. And we got my bae here today, Ronald Bills, right? And we're going to talk about this topic. So how do you feel about marrying somebody with bad credit?
All right, so first of all, I'd like to thank you guys for having me today. I wasn't aware that I was a bad credit guy, you know.
Baby, you're not.
But and once
that's the old you. We manifest the new us.
This is true. Once upon a time, in my 20s, I was in the Marine Corps, and credit was the last thing on my mind. So my entire 20s, you know, I thought that if I had cash, that was more important than taking care of my credit. You know, when I'm in Australia, I'm not thinking about, wait, what's my credit score? It's like, no, I got a pocket full of money. This is okay. But my 30s, unfortunately, it took me, it kind of took me like several steps back, because it took a long time for me to build up my credit. So to get back to where I'm at right now, 800 even, you know, depending on, you know, maybe 750, 760 on, what is it? FICO, but I'm 800 though. Back to you though.
So we want to talk about the benefits, or maybe the negative side of marrying somebody.
We don't talk about all of it.
With bad credit. One thing that you don't want to do is marry somebody with bad credit. It's going to hold you back from doing a lot of things, like purchasing a home. Do you agree?
I do agree. However, going back to multiple podcasts before, as long as one person has good credit, you can still purchase a home. Your buying power may just not be as high as you would like. So you can still purchase a home with one individual, but it may be on a smaller scale or a lower approval versus having two people on. So there's pros and cons to each, but I definitely would love if everyone married someone with good credit.
And I kind of disagree with Jessica. I think it's important, even if you do have bad credit, you work towards getting good credit. I think that's very important, because I think as a team, you want to be strong. You want it to be equal. Iron sharpens iron. If I have a 500 and you have an 800, that's not iron sharpening iron. That's one person ahead of the next person. So I believe that you can either work on that credit together, but to marry somebody with bad credit, I would not do that.
I understand where you're coming from, but I don't want to discourage people from purchasing a home just because one has bad credit versus the other. So it's both sides.
So if I can interject, of course we know what it is, but for all you guys viewing the podcast, Miss Jessica was actually my realtor when I sold my first home. And
how'd I do?
Oh, you did amazing.
Oh,
you did an amazing job.
You did, but tell them about your second home.
Oh, okay.
That was the bottom side.
Let's go from the first home to the second home.
The second home was, first home was amazing. You did an amazing job. I had no idea of what to expect. I actually put money into a lot of things that really didn't even matter to us, the overall selling cost. So you may not know this, but maybe you may not remember this, but even before I called you, I spent $1,000 on paint, just to repaint the house, just to get it to it.
Right. I told you all you got to do is put a door on that room.
Yes.
And that's all I told
to do.
Yes. So a door and a wall.
A door and a wall. All you needed.
So I spent all this extra money on what I thought I needed to do in order to get the house prepared. And when you came in, it's just nope, you got to do this. And that's the most
you
you
were
can
low-key
get.
mad at me.
I'm mad. That's an understatement. I was.
You were low-key mad that I made you do it.
I was hot because I didn't want to spend any more money, because at that time my then girlfriend didn't know that I was going to propose to her.
This beautiful woman.
Right. Mm-hmm. So at the same time I was saving already to build a home, with my future wife, but I still had to kind of, do this part. And I'm like, I'm done spending money. You like, nope. Yes.
I want to take 2 steps back because that we couldn't possibly have been building a home at that time because the credit wasn't right.
Okay.
So no, we want to talk about. I want people to understand how important credit is. And
I'm sorry. I'm the bad credit guy.
No. I want people to be open about being educated. We're scared to be educated. So at that point in time, you.
Let's be real. We all have had bad credit.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All of us.
I didn't have any credit. I didn't know how important
no
it was.
credit is bad credit.
Exactly.
Just to let y'all know, no credit is just as equal as bad credit.
Absolutely. So I just think it's important for people to be educated on how important credit is. So at that point when you was selling with Jessica, at that point you wasn't able to build, had you wanted to, due to your credit.
No. So my credit was I won't say horrible, but it was pretty bad. I was in like the 5s. I was like low 5s. I was like 512, and I remember that when I told Kim my credit score, remember we screenshot each other's credit score. You like, yeah, so we got to work on some things, and you gave me some tips on how to kind of build my credit back up. And so in order to sell, I had to be, I think I was at like a 625, 630.
Well, you don't need credit to sell a home.
But at that time, when
we were trying to get you to purchase a home, which I think is what he was saying earlier. Is we
absolutely
were trying to get him to buy, but he wasn't quite ready yet.
Right, I wasn't ready, and so I ended up moving to Plainfield in a townhome just to give myself like a 2-year buffer to work on my credit, save my money, and credit. I mean, it's something that is not stressed enough on the importance of how important it is. Like, I felt like the arrogance of me, like, I felt like I was making decent money, and anything that I used to tell you, like, if I wanted, I pay cash. Like, that's it. Boom, boom, boom. But it's like, my credit is shot. And when it's time...
It's okay to pay cash if you have good credit.
But that's the thing, though. But it's not okay to pay cash if your credit is shot. And I say that specifically because my credit was horrible. And so once we started dating, you definitely, you had real tips on how to, like, just start paying off on the right things. I feel like, okay, if I put $200 over here, it's like my credit should be up. It's like, nope. Well, first of all, you gotta create a history. You gotta show a pattern of being on time.
You had to get a secure credit card. That was your first thing you had to do.
You didn't have. I was about to say, I was totally against credit cards.
Right, you gotta get a secure credit card because if you want to buy a home, you gotta have 2 lines of credit. So you want to get a secure credit card, and so that's one thing that a tip I gave you. The second thing you want to focus on the last 2 years, like, so if it's 2023 right now, you want to focus on 2021 to 2020. Those things you want to pay off first. And then the third thing, when you get that credit card, you want to keep it on the 30%. So if your credit card is $300, you want to keep that, what you're using, under 30%. So you shouldn't use more than $30. So if you do spend more than $30 that month, make sure you pay it down before that bill cycle comes. And make sure it's under 30%.
So wait, so your credit limit, you have to pay down 30%.
Absolutely. That max
credit limit to be below. I always say below 40%, but it's to each his own. But in order to get a loan, it does have to be between that 30 and 40%.
No, I was saying to build credit.
Oh, to build credit, yes.
So to build credit, you want that credit card that you're using, you want to keep it under 30%. And if you're able to, you got okay credit, you're trying to build it, you can get on as an authorized user. You can get on somebody's credit line.
I was just going to say that is another thing you can do. So if you're against credit cards and you don't necessarily want to put one in your name, that's fine. But then Kim could have put you on as an authorized user on her credit cards, but then it's her responsibility to make sure that she keeps that credit under a certain limit. Otherwise, it hurts your credit and does not gain. So
just to be transparent, like at the time we were dating, so I kind of felt the way that she even asked me what my credit score was. That was kind of weird.
That's an important question.
I'm from Chicago. Like, you asked about my credit, like what that got to do with what we going tonight? Like,
isn't that in a movie? Like, you ask him like his birthday, his favorite color, and his credit score.
Absolutely. If you're thinking about being partners in life, you need to know.
Because again, if you're the person with the better credit, it doesn't have to be perfect credit, but if you're the person with the better credit, then that other person is reliant on you for everything.
They need you.
They need you. You can't get a mortgage, you can't get a car loan, you can't get a credit card, you can't get anything. So they're reliant on you if for some reason you don't have that cash flow anymore. So credit is important.
So I mean, I understand it now, but back then, like I said, I knew enough to know that my credit was bad, and I didn't know how to repair it, nor did I really care, because at the time I had a house, so it's like I'm not looking to move into another house right now, and it's like anything I want, I can just go purchase it. But moving forward, like that was my thought process on a smaller scale. But now that we, what is it? 3 years later, now that we built a home, and now we're already looking at our second property already. I don't know if but
absolutely. Then we have our first investment property.
Yeah, so we already locked in on our investment property. So it's like it definitely we wouldn't have been able to do this without having better credit than what I had.
We absolutely, and I'm a big advocate about credit because I think that's one topic that's not talked about, especially amongst our community.
It's not negotiable.
And
it's not negotiable.
And we are our credit score. I don't know if nobody knows that, but we are our credit score. And so without good credit, it's a lot of things that you're going to limit yourself to. And you went from that to we've been able to build a home, and it just being in your name, which led me with good credit to be able to get an investment property. Now we winning. That's how you win. So
that's winning in my book.
No, listen, it's definitely, you got different versions to win in, and this is the version that I chose.
Absolutely.
And so even with that, with both you guys, like I appreciate both you guys. So when I was getting ready to sell my first house, of course, I'm dating Kim. She referred me to.
You could have just told me you were trying to marry Kim, though.
No. And so the thing is, because at the time, that's what I'm saying. At the time, I didn't know how well you knew Kim, so I didn't want the beans to be spilled before I even had the ring, because I didn't have it at the time.
Even if she was my best friend, I still wouldn't tell her.
Yeah, but I didn't know that about you though. That's all I knew about Jessica was that she was a great realtor. So it's like I don't know if Jessica, can't hold a secret or not. So the whole time that you and I were going out, and you kept saying like, why do you want to rent from Plainfield when you can buy or you can even build right now? And I'm just like, no, well, because at the time
she would have appreciated you buying real estate versus the wedding.
No, but I knew that this was gonna be her first house, and I wanted that for her. I wanted her to be able to just. I didn't want to say, hey, baby, I bought the house for us, and you didn't have any input on it. Like I wanted that for her, like for her to just. Whatever she pictured, how she wanted to do it, like I put myself in a position so you can do whatever you like. As T.I. said,
And I appreciate that. Some people don't know that I waited until I was married to buy my first home, but I made sure that I educated myself so I was not only able to sit at the table with my husband, I was able to bring to the table with my husband, and credit was a good thing. So that's why I am an advocate of credit. I keep pushing. So I'm not saying don't marry someone that has bad credit. What I'm saying is make sure that y'all moving towards increasing that credit, because you can do amazing things with good credit.
And if that person does have bad credit, just coach them through it. Just help them through it. Just don't belittle them because they do have bad credit.
Oh no.
You can just not saying that you did, but just
she did kind of a little bit. She kind of a little bit, like when she asked what my credit score was, and then I sent her a snapshot of it, and I ain't hear from her for like a couple hours.
She ghosted you?
I had to think about it.
Yeah, I'm just like,
no, I'm joking.
I'm like, wait.
No, I knew exactly what to do. I knew exactly what to educate him, and he was open. So I want you guys to be open. Be open to being educated. Mm-hmm. And the first thing you want to do is know what your credit score is.
Yeah.
And please don't look on Credit Karma. It's a lie. Credit Karma's a lie.
I like Credit Karma because it gives you good tips, but it's about 20 points. It's about 20 points off.
So what do you
30 points off.
What do you recommend?
I recommend putting all of your information into an app like the Experian app, or one of those major credit bureaus, putting your information into there and putting all of every credit card, every mortgage, everything you have, putting it into there, and it's off by maybe 10 to 15 points, but it's not off by 20 to 30 points like Credit Karma is.
It is.
And if you're on the verge of bad credit or low credit, a 10 point, 20 point difference could be a huge difference when you go to get a loan. Your Credit Karma says, oh, I got a 650, but then they run your credit and it's really a 610. You ain't gonna get a loan for 610. You need that 650 in order to be a bona fide buyer. You could possibly do it at 610, but in order to be a solid bona fide buyer, you need about a 650.
And
So-
Chase also offers your credit, your FICO score too. So if you got Chase Bank, you can check your FICO score. That's your real score off your Chase account.
So if I could ask you both a question, like what do you suggest, like, is the easiest way to start building credit?
The first thing to do is to look and see where you're at.
So okay, I know I'm at a 425.
I like the 15-5 rule.
What's the 15.5?
Or I'm sorry, the 15-30 rule. So whatever credit card you have, whatever mortgage, whatever bill you have, typically you're used to paying it on either the 1st or the 30th of every month. So what you'll do is you'll take, let's round numbers. Let's say it's $50 minimum payment. You'll take 25 of that and you'll pay it on the 1st of the month. Then you'll take another 25 of that, or even more is better, and pay it on the 30th of the month. So to the credit bureaus, it looks like you made 2 payments in 1 month, but you've actually only made your minimum payment, it was in 2 installments. But they don't know that. They just know that you put in money on this credit card for twice for the month. So it boosts up your score like that because they don't see how much. They just see that it was 2 installments in 1 month. If you can do even more than your minimum payment, then obviously that's going to be better. But the 15-30 rule is probably my favorite.
I like the getting on somebody's credit line.
As long as that person is responsible.
No, I was just gonna say stress that. Of course, why would you even,
Yeah.
But that's a good hack, is to get on somebody's credit line as an authorized user. They do not have to give you the credit card. They just put you on there, and your credit score. I did that for my son. He shot right up 30 to 40 points because
Whatever you spend is what they spend. Whatever you pay is what they pay, even though they're not technically using the card. So
it has to be somebody that's good.
And so what? So that's something that anybody can do, like.
They have to be okay with that. So you got to find somebody that you trust.
Right. So of course, you find somebody that you trust with good credit, and no matter what the credit card line of credit is.
No, you want somebody with longevity. So somebody that had a credit card 5+ years, 8 years, 10 years.
But they keep that debt lower than 40%.
30%.
34.
Yep.
Tomato. As long as it's below 40, it'll be fine.
Okay. Now listen.
30 is better, obviously.
Well, I mean, now, even just now having better credit, like I experienced, like, just things is different now. Like, of course, when we purchased our house, like, the fact that my credit score, I think, what was it at the time? You remember? Like,
I don't remember exact score.
I think I was like a 720 or something. And so, when we sold my first house, and we were looking at options of buying a second house. Like, I was barely at a 640,
But you could have done it.
Yeah, but
now I know priorities.
Right. And so that's the thing. And shout out to Carmen though, because Carmen, she made me tell her that the one day I think you were on vacation and you asked Carmen to shadow or take me out to a few properties. Like, Carmen's like, look, this don't make no sense. Why are you looking to rent right now when you can like this? Like, tell me what's going on. And so I'm like, well, kind of like, I don't know if you heard of, Kimberly Shumpert. Like, so she like, Kim. Oh, and after that, it was just like, okay, I understand now, but I still don't think it's a smart move, So she still, both you guys was like, look, you should buy. But as I said, like, it was best for me at the time, because I
Kim
wanted
had to think real hard and real fast when she saw that credit score.
I didn't have to think. I knew
No,
you
did. No, you took a minute.
Yeah,
You took a minute.
Cheers.
Even when you got down on one knee, she was like, "What is his current credit score?"
Oh, well,
Should I
she knew
say
that.
yes or should I say no?
She knew that. In fact, that's what kind of prompted me to like, okay, it's time to propose because, like I said, also the townhome that I was in, it wasn't big enough for us, So it's just like
Because you had a whole family.
Whole family.
A whole family.
So it's like, oh wait, I'm up 40 points. You know what? It's time to pop this bad boy out. So, yeah, so.
I was saying that you legitimately proposed to Kim based off of your credit score. Because you said, my credit score is a 700. Now I can propose.
Yeah. So what it was is that I knew that once I proposed, like, okay, the next thing we have to move, because my 2 kids and her 2 younger kids that all still stay with us. We can't fit in this townhouse in Plainfield, so it's like, oh, I'm up 40 points. I can
now
go
Kim
get.
will accept.
And then guess what I said when you said, "Would you marry me?" And I said yes, and under your credit score, I said we finna buy it. And I said his credit's so good, we about to build.
Yeah.
Credit is everything.
Yeah.
Credit is everything.
So credit is everything, but that's something that just definitely boosts my it just boosts my confidence.
Absolutely.
As far as like knowing that, okay, on my end I've done everything that I can do for us to kind of propel into the future that we had already talked about, because we talked about not building but buying a house, but also coming up with buying an investment property. So I knew I had to be at a certain space in order to do so, because you already had good credit, and so I was the one that was kind of like lacking in our relationship, and it's like as far as the credit is concerned. So it's like, oh, I'm up 40, got it. This bad boy, I already put this on layaway,
So you use credit to buy the ring.
Yeah, I did.
The ring is what got you up 40 points.
I had another credit card. What was it? The Premier.
Oh, that was your first credit card.
Right. So that was my first credit card, and then the second line was for the ring.
You need 2 secured credit lines, guys, to buy a home.
And I bought.
And make your payments.
And make your payments. Absolutely.
Even if they're minimum, just
put
make your
a
payments.
$5 over. I always say put $5 over what the minimum is. If it's 25, pay 30.
And use the 15-30 rule on that.
I like that. And get on authorized users. These are just really good tips to build your credit. So,
and they're super simple tips.
And don't be discouraged, because we all been there.
So I'm not a credit guru, but what I do is like I have automatically automated the minimum payment, and then I'll just send an extra 50 towards the minimum payment, and that comes out at like every pay period, and like that's what boosts me up to the extra 40 points. So
thank you.
But if I'm the guy that with the bad credit, I will say
no, you're not the guy with the bad credit.
You were the guy with the bad credit.
Okay, right. I was the guy with the bad credit. I would say that credit is absolutely everything, especially when you looking to build the future. When you're looking to buy a home, build a home, investment property, like you cannot do it without good credit. And one thing I appreciate about you both, which is under the tutelage of Carmen, is that y'all got like y'all got the math, y'all got the infrastructure on how to like build credit. Because everything that you told me is like, this is actually working right now. So I appreciate you guys. Appreciate
So
Carter.
realtors do know what they're talking about?
No, absolutely. Both you guys were my first home, selling my first home, and building our second home. Like both you guys were very well educated and supportive on like the information and knowledge and more importantly the market. Because I thought I was my own realtor for a while, and it's like, nope, that's not what's going on. I thought because I spent the extra $500 on paint that I could add that to my asking price for the home, and it's like, that don't really matter.
You thought because you were rubber band man that you were.
I thought so. See, you didn't say that back then, but I appreciate you saying that now. But that's true though. Like I thought so, but no, good credit.
So to all you couples out there, starting point. Everybody find out what your true credit score is and build from there. If you do not know, contact us. We got amazing tips. We look forward to putting everybody in a brand new home with your brand new family.
We buy, we sell, we build, and we invest.
Absolutely. Kevin Marie.
Generational wealth.
Let's go. Build
Jessica
it.
Braggs.
Bills, good credit.